high body fat. This is one of the biggest killers of attraction that no one talks about. As a professional natural bodybuilder and online fitness coach, I'm gonna break down the top 5 reasons why you're probably fat and what to do about it. Reason number 1 is you're plain and simply eating too much. The thing you gotta realize is the whole weight gain equation is very easy. It's basically when your calories in is greater than your calories out. Put plain and simply, if you're eating more than your body is burning off, you're gonna gain weight since there's a surplus. So if you find that you're gaining weight, take a look at what you're eating and maybe identify a few culprits of high calories. So a few examples of some high calorie culprits are eating out, desserts, and calorically dense foods such as peanut butter. You want to just take an inventory of what you're consuming and then just figure out, is there anything super high calories that you can cut out? And once you cut those things out, you're probably not going to gain as much weight. Reason number 2 is you're too sedentary. So what I mean by sedentary is you're just not moving around enough. Typically when you go online, you can search for calculators that calculate your caloric maintenance. So essentially what these things calculate is how many calories you need to eat to stay the same weight. A huge component of these calculators is your activity levels. So they basically take your body weight in pounds and then multiply it by a multiplier. This multiplier is dependent on how active you are. So being too sedentary could be something such as you have a desk job and then you don't do any cardio. Whereas the opposite end of the coin is like you work in construction or a job that requires a lot of manual labor. So you're just moving around a lot, walking around a lot, and just burning a lot of calories. If you find that you're too sedentary, there's actually a very simple fix for this, and it's just to get your steps in. A simple goal you can set for yourself if you notice that you're too sedentary is to aim for 10,000 steps per day. The reason I'm recommending 10,000 steps per day is just because it's a nice round number and it's easy to remember. All right, reason number 3 is the weekend socializer. So what's the weekend socializer? Well, it's very similar to the weekend warrior concept. However, this is for eating. This is actually very common amongst working professionals. Basically, Monday through Thursday, your diet is on point. And then Friday to Sunday, your diet goes to shit. The reason for this is because, Monday through Thursday, you're working on the grind, have a consistent schedule. But then as soon as the weekend rolls around, you go eat with friends, you go out and party, you go to that wine tasting, you go watch sports. Like pretty much any social activity nowadays usually involves a lot of calories. The way you combat this, if you're a weekend socializer and you notice that like you're really disciplined, but you just can't seem to lose weight, is you can build a buffer throughout the week. So let's say Monday through Thursday, you eat very little calories. And then what this does is you lose weight during the week. And then on the weekends, you gain a little bit back, but it balances out where your buffer you build is greater than the amount of weight you gain back on the weekend. You basically just want to look at it at a weekly level instead of a daily level. All right, so reason number 4, estimating calories. So this is actually a really common reason why people don't lose weight or they gain weight, is because they try to estimate their calories. So maybe they track their calories, but they don't use an app such as MyFitnessPal, or even if they use an app such as MyFitnessPal, they just estimate the calories or they just track it incorrectly. So this kind of defeats the whole purpose of tracking, in my opinion, because the reason you want to track things in MyFitnessPal and get a sense of what your caloric intake is so that you can have data to act upon. If you're estimating and your data is incorrect, you have bad data, you can't derive any solid insights from it. In this case, you can't make the changes necessary to lose weight. So you might be estimating you're eating 2,000 calories per day, but let's say we have like a, macro auditor, and then we audit your macros. You might actually be eating 3,000 calories, but in your mind, you're thinking, oh, I'm eating 2,000 calories. I can't lose weight. I must have a slow metabolism. I must have some thyroid problems. This is super common with people that just don't really know what they're intaking and then they blame their body. But the truth is, you gotta just be accurate when you're tracking. The easiest way to do this is to stick to packaged goods where they have nutrition labels, weigh your stuff out, or even eat at fast food restaurants. I have a course on what to eat at fast food restaurants to lose weight that's free, so be sure to check that out below. All right, so the 5th and final reason is crash dieting. This is more of an indirect reason, but pretty much what's very common is you see people get like spurts of motivation and then they'll diet for like 1 or 2 weeks, doing like a liquid diet or like a cleanse or a 36-hour fast. They're basically just doing a fad diet where it's very temporary, it's super intense, and it's not sustainable. They might lose like 5 to 10 pounds in 2 weeks, but the truth is most of this is water weight and they end up gaining it back plus more. Because when you put your body through these intense states of starvation, it's just not used to that, and then it's gonna compensate once you stop dieting. That's why it's really common for people from The Biggest Loser to get even fatter than, when they started. So if you find yourself just constantly gaining weight, even though you feel like you're dieting all the time, take a look at how you're dieting. Are you crash dieting or are you dieting in a sustainable manner? The way you diet in a sustainable manner is you wanna target a more gradual rate of loss. What I recommend is targeting 1 to 1.5% of your body weight per week. When you target this weight loss, you want to also get an adequate amount of protein in. A nice easy number to hit is just 1 gram of protein per pound, but you can probably get away with eating a little bit less than that. However, there's no downside to eating more protein than needed. So I'd say if you're crash dieting, just stop doing that. You're just hurting yourself in the long run. What I would recommend doing is just committing to at least an 8-week cut. I think like the sweet spot is 8 to 12 weeks for dieting. Any less than that, and it's hard to get good momentum and it might be too fast. And then any more than that, it can be very difficult to lose weight towards the tail end as your metabolism adjusts, and you might need to take some more extreme measures, such as extremely low calories or an absurd amount of cardio. And that's a wrap, guys. Let me know down below, what are some other reasons you think people fail at dieting? Is there something I didn't cover that you think leads to a lot of weight gain? Drop it down below. I love hearing from you guys, but that's gonna do it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.